Hello, I'm Kesiena and I'm 18 and I'm going to be talking about the compatibility of feminism with stripping. There's quite a contentious debate between feminists about stripping and whether it allows women to be empowered or whether it's simply the shitty old patriarchy dressed up in suspenders. Well, as girls, every time we step outside the door, basically, we're objectified. Simply because we're read as possessing female bodies, we're subject to the male gaze every single day. We're wolf whistled at and jeered at and leered at, and society thinks that it owns our bodies. So why should we not take control of this objectification that would happen anyway and get paid for it? Why shouldn't we use what we've got to gain what we need? We may want to live in a socialist feminist utopia, but we don't. And whichever way you look at it, money is needed to get by. Stripping can be lucrative. I'm not going to lie, I've been tempted by it when I think about the crazy amount of money that I'm going to need for university in September. By recognising that society thinks it owns our bodies and subsequently utilising this for financial gain, women can exploit the patriarchy and make the best of a bad situation. Well, that's one argument. I'm not sure how watertight it is though, really, to be honest. On the outside it seems quite sound, but it also smacks of sort of rolling over and accepting the norm without trying to fight against it. It's actively perpetuating it, in fact. What sort of feminist doesn't actively try to take a stand against the fucked up system that we live in? Even if I'm knowingly subverting the hold that the patriarchy has on me by choosing to strip, the men I'm stripping for wouldn't be aware of that, nor I suspect would they particularly care. I'd simply be reinforcing centuries of oppression and solidifying their view that women equal tits and ass. I'd be a pawn in the shitty patriarchy, possibly undoing fearless work done by feminists before me, and partaking in one of the most overtly misogynistic practices that's left in our society. Then there's the argument that, women shouldn't commodify themselves. Selling yourself is degrading and only serves to make men disregard us further. This in itself is quite a dangerous road to go down. I take offence at the notion that stripping or any kind of sex work is selling yourself, an argument that people across the political spectrum use. Though I think it's well-meaning, it's actually derogatory to women, as it suggests that her body is the whole of herself and that selling it is selling her, which is kind of ridiculous because women are much more than, this. We're thoughts and feelings, not just our curves and that. Being a stripper is not a taint that follows you everywhere. It's not a woman's whole identity, it's a job. When a feminist says you can't be a stripper and a feminist, it's a little bit like a twisted virgin whore dichotomy thing, whereby women are painted as either being innocent and pure or deviant sluts. Can't you be both? Can't we take our clothes off in the evening and then get up in the morning and go on protests and slut walks and volunteer and help the world and generally be badass? If we look at it again from a different angle, stripping and the culture surrounding it perpetuates the idea that women should primarily be judged on their sexual appeal and their ability to entice men. This bleeds into a society where the overwhelming majority of women have a cripplingly unhealthy obsession with their appearance. Nearly 90% of people with eating disorders are women. It's women who spend hours meticulously applying their makeup and won't leave the house without it. It's women who are duped by beauty magazines who tell them that the perfect life is just around the corner if you have a neat bikini line and the perfect beach body. So yeah, it's pretty impossible to come to a neat conclusion about the compatibility of feminism and stripping. The points I've mentioned are just the tip of the naked feminist iceberg. I think it's probably most important to remember that feminism isn't about policing others and their lives and their bodies. It's about freedom, choice and autonomy, all the things that historically men have had over their bodies. That's just what we should be able to have over ours too.